Yes, sir. Folks, we're back on Talk Shop, where we tell it like it is and let the chips fall where they may. And as I always say, and the t-shirts will be coming out very soon. The t-shirts, the front says, "What time is it?" And the back says, "It's nation time." It is nation time, you know. And today we're going to continue with our series on This Nonsense Must Stop. I know we have done maybe 1 or 2 episodes, we took a little break, but today we are back on it. This nonsense must stop. And specifically, what kind of nonsense am I talking about today? This nonsense between the two parties on who did what and who didn't do what. But stick around, folks. Let me take a short commercial break. When we come back, there's so much to talk about. But let's start with this. This nonsense must stop. I'll be right back.
Is it the luxurious rooms? Or the serene green surroundings? Is it the tempting swimming pool? Or the classy conference room? Or the cute gift shop? Maybe it's our chef's array of cooking delights. Whichever way, it's all about Cactus Creek, a most respected hotel. 055 039 5007.
Yeah, folks, welcome back. Before I start talking today, I want to show you some pictures. I'm sure you've seen these pictures everywhere, maybe on TV, maybe online, and other places. But I want to show you some pictures. Imagine you're a mother, and you've been trying so hard to have a child. Well, try. Finally, you get pregnant with a child. You are very, very happy. You carried this child for 9 months. 9 months, and you give birth to this child, your baby, a short yam you've carried for 9 months. So the baby comes out, and folks, this is how the baby looks like. Look at this. Oh my God. Look at the head. Look at the structure of the head. My goodness. And picture number 2. Folks, look at this baby. This baby has no eyes, has no nose. Can you imagine? After 9 months of pregnancy. Now, folks, look at this one. Folks, look at the limbs. Look at the arm. Check this out. Look at the arm. Let's move on to the next picture. And I want you to take a close look at the fingers. Oh, my word. These are really sad deformities. These are very irregular and very, very, very sad deformities. And here's the thing, this is what I want to talk about. If this thing was happening and nobody knew why, then it would have been time for the scientists and the medical profession and whoever to be sitting down, taking blood samples from these babies and doing research so that they'll come out with the results of the research and they say, oh, it's because of this and that, so that is why these babies are being born with deformities. But apparently, folks, and this is what hurts me, we don't need to do that research. We don't need to do any research. We know why these babies are being born like this. I just want you to take a quick second and listen to this nurse.
It's because of the Galamsey recording deformities because of the Galamsey, and what has contributed to this deformities is the water that we drink. It has been polluted with minerals, and this is the same water that the pregnant women and the community members drink. So it's causing a lot of harm to the fetus in utero before they come out, such as babies born without eyes, nose. At times their ears are not formed well. At times too, you see that the whole cleft palate is off, a whole lot. And this is as a result of the Galamsey, which has left the waters with dangerous chemicals.
Folks, you heard that? These are the deformities of children who are being born in mining communities. So as I was saying, it's not that we need any research to find out why. We don't need a research. We know what is causing this. And what we know is that it is the cause of bad water, polluted water, water infested with cyanide, poison. And how did that come about? It's because we have decided that we'll mine gold in our rivers. And so we put in all these chemicals into our river bodies. And this is what is causing the deformities. Not just human beings. So look at this shot of fish, all struggling because the water is poisonous, it is polluted. And folks, this is just a snapshot of what you've seen. This is going on all over Ghana. This is so sad. This is horrible. And to know that we know why, we don't need any independent research to verify it. We know what caused this thing. And you remember the story I told the other day? Those of you who missed it, you should check out my video I did when I did an open letter to Jean Mensah. When I talked about Akwayo by Ubitiami. I won't repeat the story here. You can go and take a look on that video and you see the context of that story, Akwayo by Ubitiami. We know the harm that our destruction of these river bodies have done to us. We know the harm, not have done, no, continues to do to us. The human population, the fish, the trees, the natural vegetation, everything is under threat because of Galamsey. And why is there Galamsey? Sikawum. It's as simple as that too. Sikawum, you get lots of cash from illegally mining this gold. You get enriched from illegally mining this gold. And that is the reason why most people are engaged in this Galamsey. Because it is a means to make them rich. Masa, munyi you are searching for money so much that you don't care about yourself, about the future generations. You have seen the children that you are bringing into the world now. You've seen the deformities. We see it. And yet, that doesn't strike us, actually. Like, maybe we should stop. We are still doing it. Sometimes I think, and I'm sorry I'm speaking in English because I wish that white folks will not understand what I'm saying, but sometimes I think that the black man has a mental problem. Those of you who missed Akwayo by Ubetiame, Go back to that tape and find out why I said that. There is something mentally wrong with us. If we can see this destruction and know the destruction, and we are aware of the destruction, and we continue, Jesus, Holy Christ, good God, we continue to, as I'm speaking now, it is being done. Go to all the mining areas. As we speak right now, children are being born deformed, fishes are dying, trees are dying, vegetation is dying. We are still doing it. Now, isn't it, wouldn't you say that perhaps mentally something is not right? This nonsense must stop. This nonsense must stop. Sometimes I say that we have programmed ourselves for self-destruction. Do you know what's sad? Even sadder than everything I'm talking about. In the midst of all this, folks, in our politics, it's still business as usual. When I say business as usual in our politics, you understand it? It's still the same old thing. Nobody's paying any attention to the death and destruction that is taking place. No. We want to win power. This is our manifesto. When we come, we'll do this and that. And we know that while we are talking about this, we are destroying our very lives. But it is business as usual. Listen, in the midst of this, you would think that, at least in Ghana, we have two strong parties. You would think that they will be led by the president of this country. There will be a complete treatment of this issue as an emergency, and the two parties will have to sit down and constructively think, how do we put an end to this nonsense? Both parties. Say, as I'm not say NPP, NDC, what about party? Let's put our minds together and let's save our country. Forget about the party. This is national. You know something? Two things that we should be aware of. There's what we call the national interest. And then we have what we call the partisan interest. If you're doing something that is primarily good for NDC, it is a partisan interest. Keep doing it, it's good for your party. If you're doing it, that's primarily good for NPP, it is a partisan interest. Keep doing it. But Ghana, I beg you, start thinking. We should get to the point where we can distinguish between what is a national interest and what is a partisan interest. And I'm telling you, when the issue comes, and we all know that this issue, dear, this is a national interest, we should get together as a nation and take care of that national interest. And stop this nonsensical, partisan ping-pong. Let me show you. Very recently, and I'll show you a clip from it, I hosted Miracles Dennis Abuaji on the KSM show. And I'll show you a clip because he came, and I think it was very, very great that Miracle said that we shouldn't treat Galamsey as a partisan thing. You know, we should treat Galamsey as a national crisis. He spoke very well, and then he went on further to show, if I was saying, NDC gurus who were in the midst of Galamsey activity. This is what he showed.
Galamsey, Ghana betu Galamsey. And I do na ye no so sisi na na do vanguard for no da so and the players are crackers say ye to abawia omo be share sa vanguard ni mukina ye ntna say e ma ba we megu e man tie on the 7th on the 8th on the 9th ye bo aba na ma ha ma ewini na mumra be ye boduma obi a
and you heard it. You heard it. Somebody, the guy was saying, you know, go on with your Galamsey. When we come, we are going to continue this. And it was to show me. And he said it. that the NDC are the enablers of Galamsey. And the funny thing Miracles did, and it didn't occur to me then, as he was talking about Galamsey is a national crisis, and that we should deal with it as a national issue, we shouldn't make it partisan, he did exactly that. He did exactly that by saying that the NDC are the enablers of Galamsey. Until I hosted recently, somebody I call my son, Oketeche, who we know is also from the NPP, and he also came. Listen to what he had to say.
Just recently, where we went to on Saturday, a whole constituency chairman had gone in to bring several Chinese people from China.
The
constituency chairman. This very one that we arrested them is actually one of the big boys in our party, my party, that had gone in for them to bring them just some few months ago to come and destroy our lands.
So you heard him. All I'm saying is this. At the end of the day, it is not an NDC or NPP issue. The crisis you are facing now is a national crisis. We have somebody from the NPP who came to say that the NPP are enablers. We have somebody from the NPP who are also saying, no, we are the enablers. But at the end of the day, what this means simply is that this is a national crisis, and perhaps as a nation we should start thinking of how do we fix this. It reminds me of a story that was way back when I was in, at that time near was secondary school. Now you have SHS and JSS and all that. At that time we had secondary school. But I think, based on the year I was in, it must have been junior high school, And these two guys were fighting, right? And the other guy opened his mouth and said, but you, what Jimmy, which means you think you're foolish, eh? I'll prove to you that I'm more stupid. Well, that's what he said, Jimmy, I'll prove to you that I'm more stupid. And this reminds me of current day politicians in Ghana. Take a look at what Anodon Pre had to say in Parliament. Take a look at this.
If we are to look and investigate, you polluted the water more than us. You polluted the water more than us.
You polluted the water more than us. We will prove to you that we are more stupid. You polluted the water more than us. We too will prove to you that we are more stupid. Folks, where are we going with this nonsense? And when is it going to stop? It irritates me to no end when we have people behaving like class 1 boys and girls. I'll prove to you that I'm more stupid. This nonsense must stop. This business as usual thing must stop. And it's accepted. So, no, but that's business, When the NPP comes, then it will enable the NPP. When the NDC comes, it will enable. How do we move forward as a nation when we allow crime and justify crime and accept crime as normal? How do we do it? Folks, this is sad though. It's just like, you have a knife, and the knife is about, let's say, 12 inches long, 1 foot. Now with a knife, and then you put all the 1 foot, 12 inches knife, you plunge it into somebody. That person is bleeding and struggling, and then. 12 inches, you plunge it into the person. And then another person comes and he says, why are you bleeding? Oh, okay, let me help you. And then they pull out the knife. They pull maybe 3 inches out. So there's still 9 inches in you. And they are there arguing who is kinder. And I said, mine was just 9 inches deep. Yours is 12 inches deep. So you are more wicked than I am. Do you see how senseless that is? But that is business as usual. So please, folks, this nonsense must stop. As we are going towards this election, I am really hoping that the next leader of this country will not come with this business as usual bull crap. We can no longer afford business as usual. The dynamics must change. Immediately, we need the voices of reason in this country. I'm very happy. I'm very happy that I wish it was more, but at least finally, you know, just to, before I get that, just before, what's his name? What is his name on our face? Oketechie. He said, the people that are involved in this, and I told him to name and shame. He said he will do that on the next show. He says, KSM, they are politicians, not small politicians, or big time party leaders. They are elders of the church. They are pastors. They are businessmen. Basically, the people involved in this are a lot. I am glad that at least a few pastors have started speaking out, you know. I think I heard Reverend Kofi Drew. Check what he said out.
Look at the way we have destroyed this nation with Galamsey. Show me pictures. Show me pictures of Galamsey. This is irresponsibility. This is irresponsibility. This is irresponsibility. You are here saying, God bless our homeland, Ghana. Do you think if I am a Galamseyer, I will be standing here this morning? Me too, Galamseyer. Do you think the people doing this nonsense have people who are in authority powering them? One pump action gun is 40,000 Ghana cedis. So who buys pump action guns and give to these people who are able to face the police and the soldiers? They can face them because they have been empowered by people in authority. They have eaten their cake and they are still looking for it. Wicked leaders will be judged. Now Ghana Medical Association is telling the Republic of Ghana that stop every act, whether it's Galamsey or small scale mine, whatever, stop it immediately. Because now we are having children with 2 heads, children with only 3 fingers. If it comes more, 17 fingers. We are having birth deformations from the chemicals of this menace. And we have a president of this country. We have a cabinet of this country. We have a parliament of this country who looks on irresponsibly. The way the church is quiet about this menace. This menace. Your members are going to be dying of kidney failures and leukemia and all kinds of cancers from this. So when your prophets, some of them wants to talk, God has revealed to me who will win this election. You are very irresponsible. We don't care about this election. We care about sensible people who wants to do sensible things.
That was Kofi Drew. And if I'm correct, Ajinasari too has made some pronouncements on this. Listen to this.
And when you look at the samples of the water we have, very soon we won't even have water to drink. Because the Galamsey, it's the mercury and the chemicals they use, they seep into the soil. They seep into the soil. And if we don't do something about it, very soon water that our parents could easily fetch and drink at the riverside will have to be importing it. Pure water. We will have to import pure water from overseas. Because if the water that will go into our, how do they call it, where they treat our water treatment plants will be so saturated with chemicals. Because the chemicals to purify it will be so much that we can't even be able to drink. By the time you are drinking water that has been bottled in this country, you'll be killing yourself.
Yes. But I'm telling you folks, we see deadly crisis coming and we are still continuing with business as usual. And I'm telling you, and this is not the first time I've said this, so I say it's like we are programming ourselves to self-destruct. Self-destructing simply means we are going to create those things that will eventually destroy all of us, and we see it coming, and we don't care. That's the most frightening part. We don't care. I don't see the leadership that cares. That means telling, I'm going to declare a state of emergency. All this nonsense must stop. End of discussion. We are a crime, punishable by whatever. This nonsense must stop. This is a state of emergency. I read somewhere somebody said we should treat Galamsey as terrorism. What do we do with terrorists? Think about that. Folks, I just wanted to just chip in on Galamsey because there are many more people who are extremely more knowledgeable than me. There's this guy called Erastus Asari, love of him, who has made this his life mission and is crusading. Erastus, I salute you. Okay, you went out there recently conducting citizens' arrest and charging like a warrior. Okay, I salute you. And we always says, Captain Smart, you've been talking about this for the longest time. Captain Smart, I can't. Finally, I'm glad to see that other aspects of the media are also joining into the chorus and saying that this nonsense must stop. But I salute the names I've mentioned because they started the crusade years back and they are still on. Folks, you saw the faces of those little ones. You saw the sad deformities. And there are plenty others we don't know. I mean, apart from the deformities, even the well-being of the people there is nothing to write home about. Even gynecologists are talking about how they have premature menstruation, extended periods of menstruation, or lack of it totally. There are all sorts of things that are killing them. Kidney disease. 10 years old, you have kidney. Stage 2, stage 3, at 16, stage 5 kidney. Because of the water we drink and the water that we ourselves are polluting with poison. And every day you hear the Ghana water and sewage. Charlie, if we don't take time from the way we are polluting our water bodies, very soon Ghana will have to start importing water. Very soon Ghana will start importing water because we are polluting our water bodies. Not just importing the water, the killing, the destruction, the havoc, it is wreaking on us. Sundays we go to church, then we go to the mosque, and we go to the wherever we go, and then come back and kill ourselves. Anyway, let me stop for today. I've said what I can. All I can end is this nonsense must stop. And until we come back again, where we look at another issue that all of us will have to start thinking about. KSM signing off on Talk Shop and saying, truth crushed to earth shall rise again. And one of the things that is going to rise again is that we are preparing ourselves for self-destruction. Sadly, that too might rise again. Catch up with you all.